This week is the week I've been waiting for months for. We are finally going to plant our tomatoes. And I do want to warn people once again, we've been talking about this for the last several weeks, there's still the potential for frost and freezes, especially inland areas. But here along the coast, we are within the time where we can plant tomatoes. It's 2 weeks past the average last freeze, so I do think we are going to be safe. I do want to warn people in the PD and in North Carolina toward Lumberton, there is going to be the chance for colder weather next week, so it may be a little bit too early. I don't like to gamble and risk with my tomatoes. I plant seedlings in January and February, and I've been nursing these for 3 months. So if I were to get damage or to kill these plants, I'd really be upset. So I'm going to be very, very careful as to when I plant my tomatoes. But I think here along the coast I am safe, so I'm going to give it a whirl. Now, my tomato plants have been growing for a while, and I noticed they're fairly tall. One of the things with tomatoes is you want to plant them very, very deep. So I'm going to pinch off the bottom leaves of this tomato plant, and I will be planting it so that only the top few leaves are above the soil. And if you look closely, there's a lot of little hairs on this tomato plant. When I put this in the soil and cover it up, when those hairs are underground, they're going to turn into roots. And that is going to develop a really good deep root system. And that's important for tomatoes because once we get into the heat of the summer, these things drink a lot of water and they need those deep roots so they don't dry out. So I'm going to be planting my tomatoes very, very deep to encourage that very deep root system. And I'm planting mine in a pot, which is hard to do because they do drink a lot of water. I'm going to put some timed sprinklers on these to make sure they get water every single day. If you plant in the soil in your garden, you want to give tomato plants a good 2 feet apart from each other. These plants are going to get huge. And of course, I put them in a nice, solid, sturdy cage. These are going to grow several feet tall. The tomatoes are going to be very heavy. And you do want to try to keep the plant off the ground. You want to keep an airflow throughout the plant to discourage mildews and other types of pests. So to keep them tall and straight, you'll get a much healthier plant and you'll do better with your tomatoes.